Our website at fox8live.com.
After a traffic stop could drive away with a stack of unexpected tickets.
Coming up, is it the letter of the law or the city looking to cash in? Getting traffic tickets accused the officer who stopped them of trying to meet a quota.
Yeah, sources tell Fox 8 when it comes to the NOPD's traffic division, those drivers might be right. Kim Holden has more.
Several sources within the NOPD tell us officers in the traffic division have been instructed to write every possible violation they can when they make a traffic stop. And wait till you see how the tickets are piling up. Our question to the NOPD, is this about safer streets or generating revenue for the city of New Orleans?
See, the speed limit is 45. I guarantee you they won't be going anywhere close to that.
It is one of those dreaded moments for any driver. You roll up on a police officer with radar, and he's waving at you to pull over.
Show your driver's license number?
In New Orleans, statistics show your chances of getting stopped are greater than in most Louisiana cities.
They are certainly one of the top 2 or 3 law enforcement agencies in the state in terms of citations issued.
Now it appears if you do get pulled over, your chances of getting more than one citation are also greater than ever before.
We would put the enforcement that we do in New Orleans against any law enforcement agency in this state.
Well, I've been doing this for about 23 years, almost 24 years now, and I've noticed that people do get multiple counts in their tickets much more often than they used to in the past.
Take Marie Smith, a student at Delgado. When she was stopped for following too close, she had no idea she'd be cited for 2 other violations.
He asked me for damaged driver's license. He said this is against the law for my driver's license to look like this. The state trooper stopped me checking driver's license, and they did not say anything about my license.
Motorists has to possess a driver's license that is not defaced or damaged or mutilated. We have become so accustomed to accepting that in society that when there is an enforcement action, people become offended by that.
But Smith isn't the only driver feeling the heat on the streets of New Orleans.
I think they're out here just giving out bogus tickets to anybody.
For what, though?
For no reason. I guess it's just a hassle. They're trying to get money.
I'm telling you, within the last month, I've gotten like 4 or 5 tickets.
Several sources within the NOPD tell Fox 8 officers in the traffic division have been instructed to write between 40 and 50 citations every day they work, an expectation those same sources call unreasonable. Based on an 8-hour day, they'd have to write a ticket every 12 minutes or so to meet that expectation.
Oh, yeah, to make that quota. I wouldn't be surprised at all. No.
So you've heard about the whole quota.
And I'm really frustrated. I mean, I'm so frustrated. I'm afraid that before I know it, they're going to yank my license, and I'm not going to have a license.
Fox 8 News has also learned instead of officers writing law-breaking drivers just 1 violation, they're piling on the offenses.
A bull crap. Why would you write a person a ticket and, you know, you stop them for one thing, but then you write a ticket for 2 more things? That's pretty unfair.
Traffic officers have to go out, perform their job in a fair and honest manner, and show productivity. There is absolutely no quota. There is absolutely no instruction from any authoritative source that they have to meet a certain number of citations.
As we found out at traffic court, there's a definite trend when it comes to violations. Greg Hewitt was pulled over for going 50 in a 35 on Franklin Avenue.
Because I asked the officer when he pulled me over what I was being pulled over for, and he told me I was being pulled over for speeding. And then when I got the ticket, it said careless operation. When I asked him about that, he just said, "You're dismissed to go, you're free to go."
For Richard Pernicero, his ticket was for 77 in a 60-mile-an-hour zone on the I-10.
It wasn't until he left, I looked down at the ticket, and I saw not only did he have me for the speeding ticket, but he had me for careless operation, which, I mean, I was in the same lane going straight, you know, with another group of cars.
In your view, what is careless operation?
To me, that's somebody who's weaving errantly in and out of traffic, maybe riding up the shoulder of the road or you know, cutting people off.
On this citation for illegal turn on red, the driver is hit with 4 violations. Again, careless operation is one of them. Joel Montleon got nabbed for allegedly speeding in a school zone.
Yeah, then they gave me careless operation, which makes no sense. I wasn't being careless.
If a person is driving excessively, is speeding excessively, or operating that vehicle in a way that poses a threat to the general public, then of course that person is not only violating the law with respect to speeding, but also is operating that vehicle in a careless manner.
Here's the definition of careless operation. According to state law, any person who operates a motor vehicle shall drive in a careful and prudent manner so as not to endanger the life, limb, or property of any person. Failure to do so constitutes careless operation. It's a broad offense that the NOPD says can apply to many moving violations. But sources tell us by adding careless operation onto tickets, it lessens the number of drivers traffic cops have to stop. Defense attorney Andre Guichard.
Seems to me like if that's the case, they've certainly learned how to do their work efficiently. But it is a problem, I guess, in some places because people think, well, I only did one thing, why am I getting 4 or 5 counts?
Back at traffic court where all the tickets end up, some say the reason is clear.
It's all about $1 these days.
That's going to cost you a lot of money, huh?
It's $4.97 for a ticket. $500 right there.
New Orleans traffic fines are already almost double the fines in surrounding parishes. Get a careless operation charge, it'll cost you an additional $211, not to mention court costs. Almost all of the money goes to the city.
Somebody's lining their pockets, and it's not me. I'm the one lining it for them.
Primary goal and focus is to make our streets safer. Clearly, revenues has nothing to do with it.
Drivers feel they're being cited twice for the same offense.
If I'm guilty of one, I shouldn't be guilty of both if I'm not guilty of both.
And the cost of the ticket isn't the only concern.
They're making you into a criminal, and you know, it might be a minor infraction, it's correct, but then they lump all these other things on top of it that, you know, it's just out of control.
The NOPD says it's simply a case of making sure its traffic officers are doing their job. The bottom line, if you get pulled over in New Orleans, be prepared to dig deep in your pocketbook, whether you fight the charges or not.
Now, we understand in many cases a judge will throw out the careless operation charge if you contest the ticket, but that takes time to go down to traffic court, usually more than one day. You have to set up a trial date, then you have to go back for that trial date. And some drivers say if you've ever been to traffic court, you know it's just way too much of a hassle. They don't even want to be bothered. They just pay it. But you saw the guy, $500 for a speeding ticket. So just adding that careless operation may cut down on the work a police officer has to do for the whole day. Right. Instead of writing 40 to 50 tickets for 40 to 50 people, they can write 20 to 25 tickets with double charges. Yes. And it meets the, well, we won't say quota because the NOPD says there is no quota, but it meets that 40 to 50.
And it makes a speeding ticket a few $100s maybe.
Oh, and speeding fines already in New Orleans are double the surrounding parishes. Jefferson Parish, St. Charles Parish, St. John Parish, St. Bernard, already double. So,
all right, Kim. Well, according to the NOPD, the total number of traffic citations issued in 2002 was 178,784, compared to 164,000 in 2001, a jump of about 3.5%. The NOPD could not tell us how many careless operation tickets were written each year. They're lumped in a category called hazard violations, which does not include speeding. The number of hazard violations issued in 2002, 98,883, compared to just over 87,000 in 2001, or a 13.5% jump.
All right, moving violations tonight at UNO with the hoops.
Yeah, there were some